So, my story of addiction, how did it start? Well, the first time I ever smoked weed, I was 13 years old, and I liked it. It was good. And then around 15, I'd I'd already been friends with some people that smoke weed regularly, and by 15, I'd made some very good friends, two guys that I used to roll with, and we all used to smoke weed together. Now, the thing about me, and I'm sure if you're a weed smoker, you've had this friend, I was that guy. I like getting high, but I ain't buying it. I'll be happy to put £2.50 in or whatever, but I'll never have my own weed, ever. And that was just who I was. And I even remember when I first, started hanging around with people. I remember I was outside the shop with one of my school friends, and he was saying, "Oh, I really need a coffee." And I remember thinking, and I remember saying how weak I thought of him, that he had a vice that was controlling his life. And I thought it was really funny that he was like that. And then, as time goes on, things change. And by 18, I'm in the game now, I'm doing things, and I've got weed around me regularly. Now, I wasn't tempted at first, like I said, I smoked, I've always been a smoker since I was 15, but I would never prioritise getting high over earning a living, let's just say that. So the thing about me was I would get everything ready for where it needed to go, and if there was something left for me, that was fine, and if not, I didn't care either. I just wanted to make some money. Now, the thing about it was that changed, and that ended up changing over the course of a year, I'd say, because the smoking weed, it became habitual. It was part of my daily routine, and it was part of who I was. Now, the big thing about weed, or any addiction in that in that respect, is it starts to become part of your self-identity. Now, once something's ingrained into your self-identity, i.e. how you see yourself, this behaviour is part of who I am, that's where it becomes a lot harder to change. For me, even now, I don't smoke, and I'll still think, oh, I want to get this house, it'd be so nice to smoke a joint there. And I'm like, why do you think that? You don't do that. But there we go. Now, the interesting thing about this is, over that course of me being from 18 to 19, like I said, this smoking became habitual. And once it became habitual, it was very, very hard to change. And it was so part of my daily life that I quite enjoyed it. I was always stoned, but I was always doing things. Then, when I was 20, I moved away. And then by the time I was 21, I'd actually moved to a different area. And I've ended up meeting my best friend in the whole world, Fox. Now, he was just as much of an addict as me. We'd both got to the point where we're now smoking on our own and all this sort of thing. So when we met each other, it was very, how to say, I didn't feel judged. And we were the type of people where we would smoke a massive joint together, and he would instantly start rolling another one, and I'd look at him and he'd be like, "Is that cool?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'm glad." I was going to say roll another one. So that was what really, there was many layers to our friendship. There is many layers to our friendship, but that was one thing that I really liked about him from the get-go. I was like, yes, he likes to smoke as much as me. I'm from London. I've been smoking blunts on my own since I was 19, 20, big blunts. That was just who I was. So when me and him started making proper money, then boom, we're smoking blunts now. We're smoking £20 in a joint, thinking nothing of it. It's just another day. And obviously this ends up being a problem because you're smoking crazy amounts of weed and you start forgetting where things are and all this. But look, that's not the story. The story is, it just got worse and worse. So then by the time I'm 23, 24, I just remember everywhere I went, I would always just look for weed. So, in this situation, like I was saying, when I was 21, met Fox, madness, boom, he's had to go away for a bit. I've ended up moving again. Now I'm in a whole different part of the country, and I've never been there before. First thing I did, boom, find the weed man. And I remember on my birthday I got sent £50, and this was a very dark point in my life, I really had no one or nothing, and I'd just come from the best time in my life as well, and it had all been destroyed, and now I'm here living with my parents, not really know what I'm doing, and I felt angry and I felt upset, and I felt like a waste man, because I knew I was a waste man, and you can't kid yourself with that. I was a fucking waste man at that point in my life. I should have just cracked on, but I didn't know anybody, but that's another story. So I'm sitting there, And me and Fox, we used to like drinking with our smoking, and you know, this is something I'd done from London. You know, we'd pour, you get like a red cup, you know, these like the beer pong cups, and you fill it up to the shot mark, and then another half, and then you'd fill the rest with a fizzy drink. I used to like KA. If you're from England, you'll know what that is. It's like a fizzy sort of fruit drink. So I would be smoking, drinking. And the thing was, when you're smoking a blunt and you're drinking this fucking mad vodka concoction with a fruit drink, by the time that blunt's even finished, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucking ruined. So it was like, and it's like a crazy different feeling, because a blunt is, for me, it's a different high to just smoking a joint. So I'm smoking these joints, drinking, whatever, doing mad shit. And the reason I bring this up is because, you know, that was something that I used to do to celebrate, or when I was working and all this sort of stuff. But then I find myself on my birthday, I believe it was my 20th birthday. No, what am I talking about? It was my 22nd birthday. I'm sitting in my parents' garden. We've just moved there, and I'm fucking smoking a blunt, drinking vodka by myself. And I drunk to the point where I actually had a fit. And that wasn't even something that I knew I could do, but you know, I just got absolutely ruined. And that was when I realised, okay, I do actually have a problem. But the problem continued, and I carried on smoking on my own for so long, and just getting stranger and stranger and stranger. And really, it was a point in my life that was extremely low and extremely sad, but it was also one that I had created. And that's why I'm bringing this to you, my friends, is I've had many good times with weed, I've had many bad times with weed, but the thing is, all of these substances is they fuck with your head, and they take away the essence of you. And the reason I'm making this video today is because I actually had someone write me their story, and I'm not going to share because that's their business, but he wrote me a story that gave me fucking chills. And I thought to myself, if he can be brave enough to share that with me, then I've got to share this with you lot, because as you can tell, I'm a very mentally strong person. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I pride myself on that. But the thing that really, really, really fucked up my life the most, other than, you know, even more than being a criminal and having all these mad fucking situations that, you know, we'll get into one day, the maddest thing that really fucked my life up was smoking weed. But it's not weed's fault, it's the fact that when you allow anything to have that kind of hold on you, anything to rule your life like that, you're never going to win, because you're giving it the power. So now, my brothers, it's time for you to take the power back. It is time for you to take the power back. It's time for you to say, enough is enough. This substance, this food, this drink, this behaviour has taken enough times from me. It's taken enough joy from me. And now, I'm going to fucking take my life back. And you're going to quit. And if you need help doing that, you're going to reach out to me, and I'm going to teach you fucking how to do it, and I'll hold your hand the whole way through it, because this isn't easy. But there are some people that can do it by themselves, and those people, I fucking applaud you. That's what I did, and that's what gave me the right, and that's what gave me the process to be able to teach other people to do it. So my brothers, if you're struggling, if you're suffering, don't fucking suffer in silence. Reach out to me, I can help you, and I hope you found this story useful, valuable, and all that good stuff. Like, share and subscribe. We want the channel to grow, because then there's more people in the tribe. That's what you lot aren't getting. Watch the last video, the conscience guided action. The CGA system will change your fucking life. That's what I changed my life with. And then we build on that from there. I'll see you in the next one. Let's fucking get it.